Hello, everybody. Hello, my very small list of viewers and subscribers. I appreciate you if you're watching this. Wanted to talk about something I saw going down in the games industry, and it has something to do with Xbox. Now, if you're in the loop, Microsoft, specifically Xbox, and Phil Spencer have gone on and on about how they don't like exclusives and how they're slowly getting rid of them more and more. We've already seen that they've gone day and date with PC, and recently we had the Forza game, Forza Horizon 5, I believe, announced for PS5. In fact, it's on the pre-order store right now. Now, for a normal person, this is awesome. This is awesome. I get to play a game that is owned by Microsoft that looks pretty fun, that I probably will enjoy, and then I don't have to buy a box that I didn't want just to play it. Now, some people are saying, well, if you're a weirdo and you're a fucking fanboy, you think this we win. We won the console war. Xbox did. The Xboxes did. Let me explain why I don't think that's the case, and I think this is actually scary for not only Sony but also Nintendo. So we all know Microsoft has also been pushing beloved their beloved Game Pass, right? And I think Game Pass is a great service for. It's not perfect, but it's a great service for the gamer, and it's a very pro-consumer, I would say, deal, and that it's great. Microsoft wants it everywhere, but they're not going to get it everywhere. Sony is not going to let them put Game Pass on their box at all. It's not happening, and you know. But what they will allow is games. You could put your games on here. You could at full price or whatever. Maybe even at a discount, but you can't have this subscription service on our platform. It's not gonna fly. So Microsoft goes, okay, we'll still put the games on there, and this is why this is genius. Microsoft wants players. Microsoft wants people in its ecosystem, even if it's not people on their platform. They just want you there. They want your money. They want your attachment. And if sales are to be believed right now, for the UK at least, Forza Horizon 5 is one of the most pre-ordered game, top of the charts right now. An Xbox game. Think about that. Xbox game is on top of the charts. Now that's just the UK, but still. Second, second, right? Another thing I'll say is that they also own. If you've seen the Xbox showcase, and you also saw the Sony showcase this year, one was definitely worth it, and the other one was the most boring thing I've ever seen. And no, it's not because they're multiplayer games. I actually don't care about that. That's a good thing. It's that the games were boring, and I didn't care. Okay, okay. Most of the games were kind of boring. There were some games that were good. Digimon made me lose my fucking mind, but none of them were like, this is a reason to buy a PlayStation. Well, man, I know what you're saying. Well, for Microsoft, well, there's no. Their showcase had no exclusives. That's not the point. The point to buy an Xbox is Game Pass. And when I saw that, I said, God damn, you're gonna be able to play all these games day one on Game Pass? That is wild. That is awesome. It's almost too many games. It's too many games coming out. That you're gonna be able to play all them fucking games, or at least a vast majority on Game Pass. See, while Microsoft doesn't have exclusive games, they have exclusive services, exclusive deals that make you wanna, make me think about getting an Xbox. Most of my games are multi-plat. Even this game, Helldivers 2, yes, it's owned by, Arrowhead is owned by, PlayStation. But let's be honest, this is a multi-plat game. It's on PC also. It should be on fucking This is why it's kind of dumb. This should be on actually Xbox because like this, you can't tell me this isn't like the perfect game. Wouldn't sell to fucking Halo players. Like it's just dumb. This is dumb. It would sell like gangbusters to Halo players. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. So Sony's kind of losing money, not porting this game, this live service game, by the way, that has no single player, to a essentially to the Xbox. But Xbox is making money off of PlayStation players, ladies and gentlemen. They're making that money off of you. When you buy Forza, they get that money. Yeah, they have to share 30% with Sony, but they're getting that money. You know what it? You know why that's a problem? Because with that money, they can purchase so many other things, so many more projects, and most of all, exclusives. Exclusive games? No. Exclusive deals, like I said before, for the consumer. You think Game Pass is good? Imagine what they could get now that they have all these Sony people, all these PlayStation, and not to mention Switch. Because Switch 2 is going to be as powerful, at least, as a PS4 Pro, and that's a huge deal. That's going to make a lot of money too. Call of Duty on the Switch alone is going to sell like gangbusters. Now you get to have Call of Duty portably with you. Come on, dude. Like, I could see some people buying a Switch just for that, just for the novelty of letting you play Call of Duty anywhere or Halo anywhere. But what Microsoft is basically doing, they're coming in to Sony and Nintendo's turf and saying, "Hey, I'm taking some of these players. Like, like you're not gonna like it." Did that motherfucker put a anyway? Maybe I wasn't paying attention. But he's gonna. But essentially, what it is I'm going to have this game that I know is gonna sell a lot because it's Call of Duty and it's getting Doom and Ninja Gaiden 4. There was a shit ton of games. It looked entertaining, and there's still some Xbox games that look awesome that I want to play. And I'm a PlayStation guy. I want to play many of these Xbox games. And if that keeps coming, if that keeps going, people talk about Xbox is the new Sega. People do realize Sega, when people see Sega nowadays, they're hyped. When you see a Sega logo, you're like, holy shit, what is it? What is it? I'm excited. Tell me what it is. Okay? When you see Capcom, you're excited. So, I think that's bad because if the PlayStation player says, holy shit, I have so many Xbox titles. I have more Xbox titles than I do PlayStation games. And even if they don't have Xbox titles, they'll say, well, I have more third-party games and play the third-party games much longer and more often than I ever do the Sony exclusives. Man, if only I could play those games cheaper. And boom, now they're thinking about getting Game Pass. They're like, maybe I should get a new Xbox. Most of my games are multi-plat or Xbox games. Call of Duty can be played at at $20, $20. It's with 60 for 3 months. It's insane. All these games, if new games are coming out, and you're definitely gonna want to play them all, even if they're all multiplayer, you're gonna be like, well, damn, if I had an Xbox, I could play all these games right now. And then when they become cheaper, I can just buy them then. I could buy them when they're $40, $30. That's a lot of value. And that's what I'm saying. I think Microsoft sees the pen on the wall. It's not about exclusive games. It's about exclusive value that you can give the fucking customer. And it's going to happen. So all those people who are like, man, I don't see a point in owning an Xbox. I laugh at those people. As a man who has only played Sony consoles, I laugh at those people. They don't see the value they get. They getting a shit ton of value, son. They're dripping with value. They're eating good. It's too much. I wish we had some shit like that. Yeah, we have fucking play PS Plus. But come on, man. You don't even get Sony's first party titles on there. Day one. God of War comes out. If a new God of War came out, you're not gonna get it on there. So yeah, Game Pass is this great value, and then like I said, another thing with the exclusive services, not exclusive games. Could you imagine If a game is so successful on PlayStation and we make so much money, they could then essentially they could then give their customers exclusively more services, i.e., what's one service? Online. Imagine if a game is so successful. I mean, Call of Duty is always successful, but if enough of those games are successful, not to mention all the that's just counting sales, not microtransactions or whatever shit else they put in the game, or any DLC expansions they add in the game. That those games, if enough of them sell, they could give you in exchange, like, we made a lot of money. Hey, you know what? You don't have to pay for online. And in an ironic way, it's thanks to the PlayStation fan base because they bought so much. So many of them bought it. So many of them wanted to play the game. They enjoyed our games. It sold so much that you don't need Plus anymore. So many Nintendo fans played Call of Duty when we put it on there that we could just subsidize it off of Call of Duty. Don't think they can? I mean, look at Epic. Epic was able to secure a bunch of everyone hated it, but Epic was able to put exclusivity on some games. Now it didn't work because PC players are willing to wait and don't really give a fuck. But with just Fortnite, because they're not making money off of any other game, one game, they were able to give their customers that. It's an anti-consumer value, in my opinion, but it is something of value, right? So if so if they could do that with just one game, what do you think Microsoft could do with hundreds of games that are coming also to PlayStation? That thanks to you, PlayStation players, they now can pass on to their own customers. And then I'm just saying this right now. If the next Xbox says no online, I do not give a fuck if it's multiplayer. I don't care if it has zero exclusives. I don't care. It has no online. I'm buying it right now. This is also not to mention the fact that you can play old 360 games on your fucking Xbox. You can play 360, Xbox One, and OG Xbox games. You can't do that with the PlayStation 5. I can't play PS2 games. Why not? I can't play PS3. I can kinda, but I don't mean just, well, we could kind of stream it and give you a service. Yeah, they have that, but no. I can put the disc in an Xbox Series X and just play it. Not every game will work, but I could play those games. I don't have to be scared that my library won't exist. That's what makes me kind of laugh again when I hear those Xbox guys go, I'm scared to start a collection, and the Xbox isn't gonna have a console. They might have one or two. I think again, I don't think the console is gonna end because of Microsoft. I think this is gonna end because a PC adds so much more value. I mean, even right now, PCs going through a little rough patch with the GPUs and the prices, and a lot of them rely too heavily on AI for my liking. And then the native, the native resolution is like, or FPS is like 20. But don't worry, the AI will take care of it. Like, no, fuck all that. But even then, it's a rough patch. That's a rough patch. I mean, for all we know, the next generation, there could be new competitors, or just they get their shit together and they're like, okay, customers didn't buy the newest GPUs because they felt like they were a fucking scam, and they were. And so now we got to shape up. And so when that becomes, when you're able to make I mean, you kind of can. It's just a little harder. But when it comes easier to make a console killer build like we saw during the PS4 in Xbox One era, yeah. And Microsoft knows that PCs are getting more and more popular. The PC market is growing while the console market is shrinking. So why not want money from everyone? Why not be seen as a great publisher of games like Sega that everyone keeps comparing them to, even though they make more money making games than they do hardware, to where people are hyped when they see your name? When even the fanboys who claim the Xbox is dead, the Xbox is dead, even they buy your games. They might not want to admit it, but they're buying your games. We see already, they're buying Forza. Especially if they're buying it to one up you. Like that's just hilarious. You're buying this to one up me. You please one up me some more. Buy Halo, but because you want to prove that PlayStation is better. And then when you realize, a lot of these exclusives, they're fine, but they're not really worth a box that is $500. No, any what would be even worse in my opinion? Be even worse in my opinion, other than just the online. What if Microsoft says we've made so much money from Call of Duty, from Doom, from Ninja Gaiden, from all these games that we've decided to put on every console, that we can make the next Xbox half the price of the PlayStation. And I'm not talking about that service they did where you could rent the game and shit like that, which was awesome, by the way, where you could rent the Xbox and pay to own it, which is an awesome deal. Which actually would get more people to buy an Xbox because you'd be like, well, I'll try it. But yeah, essentially, if they make all this money, again, realize that Epic made was able to secure exclusivity deals with just one popular game. Now Microsoft has now you take that Microsoft has at least three, four popular franchises. They could do the things they could do with just the money from those titles is just it's just unlimited. Again, if Microsoft was like, thanks to PlayStation, which would make it funny. I'm not even gonna lie. It would make it hilarious if PlayStation players are the reason why Xbox players can have all these great services. They go like, hey man, next Xbox is half off, no online, and with Game Pass. That would be over. There is no exclusive on the planet that could make you be like, man, I need to stay on this PlayStation. You would abandon your PlayStation immediately. You would abandon it immediately because of all the just the fucking value that you've been given. And that's what it is. You want value. You need the value. No longer do we need exclusive games. If I just want to play one or two exclusive fucking games, I gotta buy a box that I kind of don't like. I want to play more, if I just want to play Breath of the Wild, but I don't like any other Nintendo game, let's say I find them boring, I still have to buy a Switch. Can't play it on my device, on my PS5, that is more powerful than the Switch. It'd be nice to play a game like that on this device. And I know somebody's like, Nintendo doesn't, they're untouchable. No, no. I think that newest Pokemon Champions, that shit's going to mobile because that's kind of their threat. Mobile is a little bit of their threat because the phones are kind of can keep up with Switch titles. Sure, Microsoft, Sony don't have to worry about it, but like, yeah, Nintendo does because they're always behind and shit. So, yeah, fuck exclusives. This is genius, and this is scary for Sony. Because just like with the whole GTA analogy, if God of War and fucking Doom came out during the same time window, and you can only buy one game, especially as a PlayStation owner, if you don't have Game Pass, you're 10 times more likely to buy that Doom game. And that's what and Xbox knows that. Xbox knows that you're more likely to buy their game now that it's coming out. Sure, they won't get you with one exclusive, but they're gonna get you with a bunch of games and get your attention. It's like a green wave. It's bad. Just like no one wants to release during GTA, no one's gonna want to release when Microsoft has their little green wave and there's hundreds of games to fucking play because they're gonna take attention from Sony's exclusives. It's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I think if Microsoft plays the cards right, and there's a 2026 console, they're gonna win that. They're gonna win that. And like I said, a lot of people are like, it's too early. It's really 5 years, but it feels like it's only been two because of the pandemic and also, things haven't been going so fast. But you know, like I said, if they were to be like, hey, this thing's gonna cost half the price of whatever the PlayStation is. Let's just assume it stays 500, even though the fucking PS4 Pro is damn near $700, and with all the disk drive and shit, it's $800. If Microsoft says thanks to all the PlayStation Nintendo players who bought all our games, especially Call of Duty and Doom and all that shit, yeah, congratulations, you have a $300 console. with no online and Game Pass. That would be that would be devastating. And then all they would have to do is ramp it up. What is Microsoft? What is Sony and Nintendo gonna do? Say you can't put games on here? That they would have to do that, but then that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. Do you know how people didn't like when Sony wasn't allowing crossplay for what was it, Fortnite I think, or fucking Minecraft? People lost their minds because that's literally a company saying, you want to give our customers more? No, you're not allowed to do that. So Nintendo's not gonna be like no Call of Duty. Nintendo's not gonna be like no Doom, no Ninja Gaiden, no none of these games. They're not gonna do that. They wouldn't dare do that. Or if they did, it would be devastating, especially when you could just then buy a Steam Deck at that point. Where you're like, well, I want all these games portably. I'll just go buy one of those PCs, those portable PCs, and sure, I miss out on Nintendo games, but like whatever. And also, if you emulate or pirate shit, you can just kind of also get that. So whatever. So yeah, I think that's what Microsoft is doing. They're doing the GTA. They're doing the GTA terror wave, the green wave. You're not gonna want to release when Microsoft has a bunch of games. That's what's gonna start happening because your players are gonna want to play those games, and they might want to play them over your games, and that's not gonna be good for you. Meaning that if the next God of War doesn't make enough money, that studio gets shut down, or hopefully not shut down, but you just don't get the sequel. That'd be the best. So the devs still keep their jobs, but now they just don't get to work on God of War. They get to work on some stupid game Sony wants them to do. That is terrifying. That is all terrifying for Nintendo and PlayStation, because my Xbox doesn't own some games that no one cares about. They own these big franchises, and they're going to be like the Sega. But unlike Sega, they're still going to make consoles, and they're gonna push this market to not have any more exclusives. It's already financially irresponsible to have an exclusive, kinda, because they don't sell enough consoles. They sell some, but they don't sell enough. So Microsoft's over here making. I mean, look at Sony. Sony wanted to make a bunch of live service games. This game, Helldivers 2, seems to be the only live service game that was good. Every other live service game that I heard in an announcement either seemed terrible or wasn't gonna work. But you know who is good at live service? Sure, Halo Infinite isn't the greatest, but Microsoft knows how to do that shit much better than Sony. And if they just say, hey, here's Master Chief Collection, boom, enjoy, bye. That's terrible. It's terrible for Sony. Oh, here's also the Gears of War collection, bye. It's also terrible. Oh, here's Halo Infinite with all its microtransactions that you'll be giving us, bye. All these games that have microtransactions that we make, buy. All these other games that are single player that we know you want to play, Outer Worlds, Fable, Doom, Ninja Gaiden, on and on and on and on and on. Even if you don't have Game Pass, they look interesting. You're gonna be like, damn. And they're gonna be a publisher you get hyped for. During that Sony conference, when I saw Bandai Namco, I jumped for joy. I'm like, I know whatever they make is gonna be good. When you see Capcom, I mean, we knew what Monster Hunter Worlds is, but when you see Capcom, you're like, holy shit, what is it gonna be? You see Sega, you do the same thing. You go, holy shit, what is it gonna be? Because you're hyped for those companies, and that's what Microsoft's gonna do to your players. As Sony and Nintendo, they're going to be hyped for them, and they're gonna be like, man, I do want to get the newest Mario, man, but the new Doom finna come out, like a month after that, so I might as well just wait, because I really want to play Doom. A new Call of Duty's dropping. I really want to play that. Or man, that new Fable game, that shit's dropping. I mean, I could play Spider-Man 3, but like I like RPGs, man. I like choices. Uh, you're gonna be doing that all day when Microsoft releases shit. They're gonna do with how GTA does with one game with multiple games. They're kind of like Rockstar back then. Rockstar used to make hundreds of fucking games. Now they make like one every 5, 6 years. But Microsoft's gonna get you on every end with multiple games. So honestly, I'm I'm gonna be prepared to get me an Xbox next year. It's happening. It's happening. You know, people say, "Oh, why not just get a PC?" Yeah, PC has value. So does the Xbox, though. And then they could even do that. They could try to give you the things on PC that you can't get on console, and then you'd be like, "Oh shit." Again, no online. Oh, no online alone would make hundreds of people buy it. But then if they say all the money we made on PlayStation, you don't have to fucking pay. We gonna cut this fucking console in half because we already made that money back because we're gonna put every Xbox game on there. Now you get that. Sony doesn't get that. Sony doesn't say we don't. Sony's gonna say we don't have enough money to subsidize making our console, fucking $300. But Microsoft does. Again, look at how much Fortnite did with just one game. I mean, Epic Games did with one fucking game. Now multiply that times fucking 8 games. If they had 8 games that were all like Fortnite, as popular as Fortnite, that shit would be scary. They'd be able to just do so much shit. So anyway, that was my 2 cents of the whole Xbox shit that's going on. And yeah, peace. Be well, my fellow subscribers and viewers and shit like that.